Hey guys, Andrew here with Drew Fit. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today's video topic, what I eat in a day on the Just Fruit Until Noon diet. I've been getting this question quite a bit on both Instagram and YouTube videos that I posted in the past. So I just want to make a quick video for you guys just to clear up any questions that you may have. Now, when it comes to the Just Fruit Until Noon diet, I do approach this diet with the pro-metabolic mindset that you want to optimize your hormonal health, your digestive health, your thyroid health, stuff like that. So I do keep that in mind. And that's why the latter half of my day does have significant principles from the pro-metabolic approach. Now, I also want to point out that everybody's goals are different. So when it comes to my diet, you shouldn't be doing exactly what I'm doing unless your goals are the same as mine. And my top two goals are, number one, what diet is going to help me achieve optimal health? And number two, what is going to be a diet that plays a good role in helping me achieve my best overall physique? So those are my goals. You might be on a different part of the health journey than I am. So take that with a grain of salt as you will and go from there. But ultimately, you want something that is going to help you achieve long-term goals. And majority of the time, it's not going to be something that's, sexy, spectacular diet. It's going to be something that is monotonous, repetitive, daily, actions that do play a role in that. So I want to throw that out there. And now with that being said, for the fruit aspect, for the first two meals of my day, I have a meal at about 5 or 6 a.m. and another one at about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, that are two big fruit servings. And majority of the time from a cost-effective approach, I like to go with frozen berries, frozen cherries, frozen mangoes, stuff like that. I actually have a bowl right now. I'll show you what that looks like right there. But the reason I do it, number one, cost-effective. Number two, it is very palatable and I enjoy it a lot. So that's another thing you should take into account. If you want long-term success with a healthy diet, you want foods that are going to be palatable for you, stuff that you enjoy. Like, for instance, people that say that kale is healthy, I think it tastes disgusting. It just doesn't play a significant role in my diet, although it may have good components. So I want to throw that out there as well. You want something that is going to be palatable and taste good to help you achieve long-term success. So frozen berries, frozen mangoes, stuff like that. Chopped up bananas, apples are majority of the fruit that I eat in a day. And it's, like I said, it's nothing spectacular. I do salt and sugar my fruit as well to add a little more flavor to it, as well as adding some, significant minerals like sodium back into your diet as well. So that's what my first two meals look like. It would usually be a big bowl of frozen fruit, and then in between I'll have an apple, and then later in the morning another big bowl of frozen fruit with a chopped up banana, and then maybe another small serving of like a kiwi or something. And sometimes I do go to places like Whole Foods and treat myself to, a big thing of chopped up watermelon, or I purchase a watermelon, or, chopped up kiwi, stuff like that. But majority of the time it is going to be frozen berries. That's what works for me. Very easy to do. And I've been doing it for 4 months now, so it is very sustainable. But that might not be your approach to that. But, jumping into the latter half of the afternoon that people have a lot of questions about is how I approach it is for lunch. After I have all my fruit in the morning, my lunch meal, 99% of the time is going to be heavy protein, moderate fat, getting a lot of good saturated fats. And that will usually be ground beef, 20% ground beef with cheese, a glass of milk, maybe some eggs, stuff like that. Days that I train, I do keep my protein shake around noon. So that'll be, like 4 or 6 raw eggs, a scoop of Bluebonnet whey protein isolate, mixed with some milk as well, keeping it heavier fat, heavier protein. And I have been playing around with this. I do work out at about 6 a.m. in the morning. So obviously 6 a.m. is the morning. That's dumb. Anyways, I don't get that protein shake within that 1 hour time frame. I do still adhere to the Just Fruit Until Noon. It's something I've been playing with. I know, I was brought up on you want your protein shake within an hour of working out to help, the rebuilding process of all that broken down muscle tissue. And they say it's really the sweet spot to get that protein shake within an hour. I've been playing around with it. I haven't noticed any negative effects by keeping my protein shake 3 hours after I work out. It is what it is. I'm self-experimenting, and I haven't had any negative effects by doing that. And then when I move into dinner, I do move into a higher protein higher carbohydrate meal. And these carbohydrates aren't going to be from fruit. They're going to be from starchier carbohydrates like potatoes or rice. And this provides more satiety in my diet, keeps me fuller longer, and gets me a much better night of sleep. I think fruit, the sugar in that, the carbohydrates in that do break down a lot faster. So eating starchier carbohydrates at night does play a significant role in optimizing my sleep patterns. And then when it comes to the pro-metabolic approach, like I talked about, I do consume dairy to really balance out that calcium to phosphorus ratio. And then another aspect, I like to throw in some bone broth as well, and that might be in between my lunch and my dinner meal to really balance that amino acid profile. But those are two things that I really pay attention to for the latter half of my day, is to adhere to those pro-metabolic principles to achieve optimal health. So that's what my diet looks like essentially. My protein source is usually going to be from ground beef, eggs, steak, chicken, majority of the time. Carbohydrate sources for nighttime, potatoes, rice generally. Fat source is going to be from eggs, coconut oil, dairy, stuff like that. But like I said, it's nothing sexy or spectacular. It is very basic, and that's what's going to provide you, long-term sustainable results, is to, adhere to these principles that aren't such, extravagant things. It's the boring, monotonous stuff that really brings you long-term success when it comes to your health. So I want to throw that out there and make that very clear, because I think that gets often overlooked. And obviously the sexy appeal is much easier to sell than the long-term boring stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please drop them below, but I hope this cleared a lot of those questions that you guys did have when it comes to my diet. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give me a follow on Instagram at DrewFit. Thanks, guys.